always a way out.
There is a way out, but not for you, buddy.
Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. We are here to do our weekly review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 11. This is for episode 20, titled, What's Been Lost?
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for The Walking Dead. We are here to do our review for this week's episode of The Walking Dead Season 11, the final season. This is for Season 11, Episode 20, titled, What's Been Lost? So, holy moly! Holy moly! So, this was a freaking amazing episode of The Walking Dead, man. Holy frick. So, make sure, if you have not watched this episode yet, to go watch it and then watch this review. So, my goodness. Okay, so, you've been warned, spoiler warning, let's get into this. Well, we were right. Lance Hornsby is dead. Holy crap, in a very insane fashion, but before we get into that, let's start from the beginning and let's work ourselves all the way to the end here. So, the episode begins immediately into the action. You've got Carol, who's packing up, ready to go in a peaceful manner, and she's packing stuff up, and you've got Ezekiel that's kind of saying his final goodbye to her in the bakery, and then boom, Ezekiel's gone. Somehow he just disappears, and then all of a sudden two guys come up behind Carol. They try to kidnap her, they try to take her, and she friggin' whacks one of them in the head, knocks them down to the ground, runs out of the bakery, and runs out into the street. And we still don't know where Ezekiel went. So, yeah, I'd say that's one hell of a start to an episode. So, we start up again. Carol's running through the streets. She's trying to hide from these men that are trying to take everybody hostage, as we saw with Rosita last episode. And they are basically trying to take everybody. They're taking everybody from our group. But, of course, Carol, being the badass she is, you know, she managed to get out of there. And, well, as I'm sure you can probably tell, this is a Carol-focused episode. This is a major Carol episode this week. So, anyway, we get to see her, she's running through, and then we get Daryl. Now, Daryl, once again, is also trying to be, you know, captured by Pamela because she sent a whole bunch of her guys to take all of our characters captive, and Daryl's actually struggling in this one. The guy is, you know, kind of doing a number on Daryl, I'd say. And Carol comes in, saves Daryl's life, and Daryl stabs the man in the head, and they move on. So that was really good, and then they realize, yeah, they took the kids, and they took everyone, as Carol says. Everybody's been captured. So meanwhile, this is going on, you've got Yumiko, who is trying to kind of figure all this stuff out. She approaches Pamela, and Pamela is, I mean, she has just turned full evil. She's got like a new assistant now to take Max's spot, which she's still screwing up her name as well too, calling her Max, except that's not actually her name. So she's got a new assistant, and Yumiko walks in, and she kind of asks, like, you know, what's going on with my friends, that sort of thing. And Pamela doesn't take Yumiko, you know, captive because she is a lawyer. She is someone that Pamela can use, so she's not taking her captive. But Pamela threatens her. She says, well, I mean, I can kill all your friends, and if you insist on acting against me, this could end very well for, or end not so well for your brother, right? Which is Tommy. So yeah, she kind of threatens Yumiko with Tommy, and then Tommy doesn't really give Yumiko all that much advice. You know, Yumiko tries to go there to kind of, you know, warn him, but nothing happens. He doesn't really give her much advice to, you know, kind of help the situation, but he's kind of in a dangerous spot because Pamela's been threatening Yumiko with him. And we've got Yumiko in this one that kind of goes through the hospital where she finds Connie hiding behind one of the rooms. Now, Connie apparently escaped. She stabbed one of the men in the leg that tried to take her captive, and Kelly is missing, but Connie got out. So the man that she stabbed in the leg is now in the hospital getting medical attention. So Connie wants Yumiko to track him because obviously it'll be a little bit obvious if she's walking around in the streets and she'll get herself caught. But if Yumiko does it, it won't be as bad. So that's what Yumiko does. She kind of follows this guy around this episode, and man, Yumiko really stepped up in this one because she then goes to Eugene. Eugene is completely broken. I mean, he's saying, like, I know this is happening. I know I'm gonna die, that sort of thing. I know that's what's gonna happen. It's just, you know, something I've accepted. It's something I've just accepted at this point. But later on in the episode, and this was really, really good, Pamela tells Yumiko, yeah, just stick to the speech, tell the people all a bunch of lies, and then everything will be good, you know? And Yumiko goes on stage, and at first she says what Pamela wants her to, but she leaves it on a pretty interesting note where she says, yeah, you know what? Tommy means everything to me. These people, Eugene means everything to me. And finally, yeah, I'm going to fight for Eugene. I'm going to represent him in court. See you later. And she walks off the stage. So, frickin' Yumiko, man. Love Yumiko. She was really awesome in this episode. And she's going to represent Eugene. So, that is really, really awesome. So, anyway, we then have Carol and Lance and Daryl. So they go in, they break Lance out by distracting and killing some of the guards, and then, well, actually, I think Daryl ties up one of the guards, if I'm not mistaken, but I think he kills the first one and then ties the other one up. I'll have to go back and check, but I think it's something like that. Either way, they get the guards out of there, and they enter the room, the cell that Lance is in, and this was just freaking crazy, man. They go in there to find a pool full of blood, and a zombified, well, dead, Sebastian, who's in there, and you've got Lance, who's, like, sitting there in the corner with his bloody coin covered in blood, and he's like, always a way out, always a way out, always a way out. Like, he's just stuck in this, like, tunnel vision or something. So, that was insane. They snap Lance out of it, and then Carol, Daryl get him out of there, and you've got a shootout that ensues as they try to get Lance back from them. And Daryl defends them. He shoots at some of the guards, right? And the alarm goes off. Everything goes crazy. Pamela gets Lance out of, Carol gets Lance out of there, and then Daryl fires. And he kind of buys them enough time so Carol can get out, right? So, anyway, you've got Lance that goes out there, you've got Carol that goes with him, and Lance is just such a frickin' moron, man. He literally goes out there and he talks to Carol, and he's, like, saying how much he respects her and stuff, which I do believe is true, but then he talks about, he's like, man, hopefully Daryl made it out of there alive, and Carol just points the gun at him, like, dude, stop acting like you care about Daryl making it. You tried to frickin' murder him, like, a few episodes ago. So, yeah, no, stop acting like you care about Daryl. But anyway, they try to hide. You got some of the soldiers that are going through. It's kind of a close call for them. And Lance, in order for them not to get caught, says, let's go through this cave. It's, you know, it'll be an easier route. And they get kind of overrun by some walkers and stuff like that inside of this, like, cave. And they try to get out, and they end up making it out after a little while. But unfortunately, they get caught by the Commonwealth soldiers right after. So there goes Carol and Lance, completely surrounded. It's completely over for them. Oh, wait a minute. It's not over for them. Daryl comes in, mows down all the soldiers, and rescues Carol. So that was freaking awesome. And by the end of the episode, and this was, yeah, this was pretty insane. Carol and Daryl give Lance a choice. You can either die here, or we'll let you go. And Lance says, like, I'm not going to make it out there alive. Like, it's not going to happen. And Daryl says, puh, good, you know? So, good, you know? So, you got Daryl, and he's just like, I don't freaking care. You can die out there, get bit by a walker. That'll be a bonus if you do. So, yeah, Daryl doesn't care about that. But, anyway, they decide to let him go, but then Lance picks up a gun out of the, like, little horse and buggy, whatever, and he picks up a Commonwealth gun, points it towards them, but not before Carol can shoot him right in the frickin' neck, and he bleeds out, and guys, Lance Hornsby is dead. Damn it! Damn it! But, you know, the funny thing is that I didn't mind it at all. I actually really liked the death. I like that Carol killed him. The two OGs from The Walking Dead Season 1. I mean, you can't really get anything better. The OGs from Season 1, Daryl and Carol, badass duo in this one, and they end up killing Lance at the end. I mean, I thought it was pretty freaking awesome, and I thought Lance had a pretty darn good final episode, to be honest. So, I don't know. I liked it. I did. I liked the death. I liked that Carol was the one to do it. I've been saying it for a while. I think Carol should have been the one to take him out, and that's what they did, and I thought it was awesome. Here's the thing, though. I definitely am wondering how they're going to handle Pamela as the final villain. That I don't know how I feel about. I'm going to be honest. I feel like maybe that is kind of a iffy thing right now, but you know, obviously we're going to have to see where it goes. Pamela, we'll see what she's like as a villain. I don't love the idea, personally, to be honest with you guys. Like, I'm kind of like, Pamela's the villain. I don't know how I feel about it, to be 100% honest. But, again, I like Lance's death. I like his end. I like what they did with him there. And, yeah, that was really, really good. And by the end of the episode, we get a major reveal that our characters that have been taken away by all these men are locked up in this bus being taken somewhere, and they're basically riding on this, like, train that we see in the trailer. So That's really freaking awesome. They're riding in a bus, they're being taken somewhere, and we've got a freaking train now that apparently is going around in the Commonwealth. So that was also a cool nod, because I know there was those single issues in the comics called Eugene Tinkers or something like that, and it was like Eugene, and like he was like trying to get a train working at the Commonwealth or something like that. So anyway, that's really cool that they adapted that to the TV show in a very different fashion, but they adapted it. I thought it was really cool. So anyway, let me know in the comment section below, how did you feel about this episode of The Walking Dead? How do you feel about the end of Lance? What did you think of him as a villain overall? And what did you think of this episode? I thought it was awesome. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I loved it. I thought it was probably the best episode of Part 3 so far. I thought this was absolutely amazing and a fantastic episode of The Walking Dead. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button to miss any other videos of The Walking Dead. Make sure to also follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews to get more Walking Dead videos like this. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos of The Walking Dead. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
I've heard stories. Walkers that can climb walls and open doors. I was never sure if they were just stories.